Hi, welcome to this video. My last video described how to easily send data from Excel to Telegram. Today I want to describe the code that does it. Here is how the solution works for the user. Open my Excel file telegram_table.xlsm. Then open your own spreadsheet. Select the range that you want to post on Telegram. Click on Add-ins in the toolbar. Then click on Thomas More and finally Table to Telegram. And you should see your table appear in Telegram. The way it works is that the data in the range you selected in Excel is sent to a small Python program that connects to Telegram via the API and sends the data formatted. Small interlude. If you like what you are seeing, I would highly appreciate if you could like, subscribe and or leave a comment. That would really help me continue posting videos. Here are a few programming solutions that I have used in this program. How to create a menu in Excel, how to run Python from Excel, how to read data from Excel in Python, how to send JSON data from Excel to Python, how to communicate with Telegram via their API, how to post a formatted table on Telegram. The code is in two parts, some Excel VBA and some Python. All the code is available in GitHub at the link in the description below. So let's start with the VBA code. In the workbook module, there are two subs, workbook_open and workbook_before_close. Workbook_open is executed when you open the Excel_2_telegram.xlsm workbook. And workbook_before_close is executed when you close the Excel_2_telegram.xlsm workbook. In our case, open creates the menu Thomas More Table to Telegram, and before close removes this menu. The code in before close is also at the beginning of workbook_open. So I'm going straight to workbook_open. First, we create two variables, one for a submenu called Thomas More, and one for the button that will run the function. So first, we delete the submenu called Thomas More if it exists. Then we recreate this submenu. We put a caption or a name to this menu, which is Thomas More, to identify the submenu. Then we create a menu button. So with this button, we put a caption, so a display, which will be Table to Telegram. And we will name the name of a sub function in VBA, which will be Table to Telegram in one word. Now let's go to the Telegram module and the Table to Telegram sub. This sub reads some parameters from the Excel_2telegram.xlsm workbook. It reads the range of data selected by the user and communicates this data to a Python script in JSON format. We create an obj shell object that will execute the Python code. Then we automatically save the workbook and we change the directory to the current workbook. Then we read parameters from the params sheet, like the API ID, which is provided by Telegram to use their API, like API_hash, which is also provided by Telegram to use their API. Then the channel URL. So this is the URL of the channel that you want to post to. You can get this URL from the Telegram app inside the channel that you want to post to. We need the directory to the Python code. We need the full path of Python. We need the name of a Python script that will be executed to communicate with Telegram. Here you can uncomment the debug.print comments to see the value of the different parameters. We put the range selected by the user into a range variable. We collect some parameters of the range, like the first column number and the first column number. We also take the last column number Then we will start formatting the data into JSON format. Our JSON will start with a square bracket, and then we'll go through the range of cells. We'll assign the value of a cell to a variable called v, and remove the quotes. Then we start building the JSON. So the rows in JSON are separated by commas. So if we identify that we are in the first column and that the row is not the first row, then we add a comma. The data in each row in JSON starts with a curly bracket, and the different cells are separated by commas. Then each cell is defined by a column name and the value inside the cell. So for the column name, I chose the letter C and the column number. We need to pass double quotes in order to pass the JSON string to Python through the command line. Then the data in the JSON format ends with a curly bracket, and then the JSON string has to finish with a square bracket. Then we build the command that will be run through the shell object. So it has to have Python full path, and then we have a path to the Python script, and then we have JSON data. Finally, we run the command that we just built to execute the Python code. Now let's look at the Python script. First, we import some libraries. Then we initiate some variables. We change to the directory of the Python script. We set up the logging. We activate the logging. We get the JSON data from the argument number 1. Here we have a function that will create the table to be sent to Telegram. First, we need the header for the table. To create the header, we go through the first row of the data sent from Excel that will contain the headers. We use the library called Pretty Table to create a table that will be able to be formatted for Telegram. Here we set up the alignment of the different columns. They will be all left aligned. Then we will add the data to an array. The data communicated from Excel in JSON format is in the form of a table of rows. So here we'll go through each row in the range. We will ignore this row if it's the first row, because these are the headers and we have already put them in the headers above. Then we'll go through each field for each row and we'll append the cell to the table and return the table. We have a function called getParam that will get a parameter from the Excel worksheet based on a name defined in Excel. So first we get the list of fields in the named area, and then we go through each of them. In our case, the range is a single cell, so the value of a parameter or value in the cell is taken directly from range.value. Then we have another function called get_params that will read the value of a list of parameters. So first, we'll load the Excel workbook that contains the parameters, and then we will get the different parameters based on the name of a field, like API_ID, API_hash, and channel. And then we close the workbook. So in the main part of the Python script, we will get the params by running the function getParams. Then we will set up a connection to Telegram using a Telegram client. So the name is just an identifier. You can put there any value. Then we have the API ID, which is provided by Telegram when you go to the website my.telegram.org, and the same for API_hash. Then we start the connection to Telegram. Then we get the JSON data that was communicated through the command line. Then we create the table of data with a function that we created above called create_table. Then we get the identifier of a channel that we want to post to based on the URL that is in the Excel workbook. Then we send the message containing the table to Teleton that will send it to Telegram. Then we disconnect from Telegram. I hope you enjoyed this video. I would really appreciate if you can press like, subscribe, and or leave a comment. Thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.